How sound is your existence in reality? What's going on? This is Jen catching you, aka Lady Serena, catching you on my downtime. Hope you're all having a great day. It is about 2:21. It just changed in the morning on the 18th of February. I'm honestly glad that I watched this video. Now, because of the fact that I don't have the internet at home right now, when I go and do what I need to do on a Wi-Fi hotspot, I don't really listen to the videos that I collect, but I collect them, listen to them later, respond, etc. Yeah, it's pretty much going to be like that for a while, because of some of the things that I have to do and some of the things I'm choosing to do. But anyway, how sound is your existence in reality? This is a video done by Mama Spiritry Naima, and I just wanted to respond to it because it made me think. I believe that there is a psychological version as well as a metaphysical version, if you will, or more spiritual version, energetic version, however you want to view that. That in of itself, having those options as to how you view something, is like a self-dictation of what reality is to you. That's kind of how I think of it. I know that psychologically, on a psychological level, reality is what you perceive. It's also what you sense through all of your five senses. On a more spiritual or energetic level, reality is anything that you can think of or feel in the moment. And you can pick and choose which of those you turn into reality, if that makes any sense. Which also invites free will into the conversation. I know that Mama here was saying that, life is relatively predestined, that it's written already, pre-written, that sort of thing, pre-created, yet to a certain extent. To a certain extent. I don't believe that entirely, because we have free will, and we do change things. However, there are certain things that just don't change at all. I mean, look at my example here. I started my own business when I was 28 years of age. I'm 37 right now, and I'm sitting in the same spot, talking to you, with the same background and everything. While certain things do change, there are things that don't. And probably so for a reason. And I think to myself, from my perspective, right, psychologically as well as spiritually, I think the reason that some things do not change is because your ancestors, okay, those who've lived long before you that share your DNA, have given you your DNA, have given you everything else that you have that you've been gifted with, physically and spiritually and energetically, okay, metaphysics right there. They predestine, to some degree, what your life is going to be like, what obligations in life you have to fulfill, okay? Some practitioners would call that a contract, okay? Sounds very cold and calculated in my opinion. I'd rather think of it as a covenant or a promise, right, that you make long before you're born to your ancestors, that you are going to fulfill. And you promise this before you enter the womb of your mother and you're born onto this earth. Now, I'm trying to think. I know that she was going into the round earth, flat earth debate, just speaking on it, not necessarily debating in her video. She was saying, according to television, people believe that the earth is round. According to the internet, they believe it is flat. Perceptually and psychologically, you would think that it is flat, because that's all you see. However, me, personally, and I will talk about my experiences, I've been advised to balance my spiritual energy, because when I am imbalanced in that sense, I'm unprotected and things can happen to me. Yeah. And, I take heed to that. At the same time, I do realize that anytime that I am energetically or spiritually imbalanced, I can feel everything. So I perceive, right, what I feel, right, with my spirit and my energy, I begin to perceive, because I come to an understanding of what is happening. So as far as the earth is concerned, I believe it is round. Yes, I do. And not because of what I've seen on television. Not because of what's been reported on television. I believe that it's round because of what I would feel. I could go on all day about that. Absolutely. Luckily, I've gotten better at balancing out my energy so that I am more protected. Yeah, that's actually starting to get better. Shout out to Nikki with Primitive Roots Conjure. Absolutely. For giving me that advice. Thank you. Yeah. What else am I going to say? What else do I mention? I don't know. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can track a reference point. Okay. Yeah, Mama, if you're listening to this, as far as, the debates that you have with your son-in-law are concerned, getting heated is concerned, one or the both of you have to agree to disagree. That's all I'm saying, okay? Seriously, because you're married to each other now. And, that's not going to change. The both of you guys are going to have to learn how to do that. I know easier said than done, but you are going to have to learn to do that. You can even show your son-in-law this and tell him I said so. The both of you are responsible for this, okay? Just to agree to disagree. Respect one another's views and values, as well as respecting your own views and values. To both of you, I say, don't compromise your views and values. You shouldn't. But it doesn't hurt to open your mind up and learn a little bit, Anybody can learn from, your elders, and anybody can learn from anybody who's younger. I just watched another video today from a young lady who is literally a decade younger than me, speaking about learning how to parent yourself. And this touches on a psychological subject, totally different subject, but it just goes to show, that even though everybody's values and views are different, you can still learn from one another. Absolutely you can. So I wanted to just put that in there because I understand the value of family and the strong ties that do remain therein, as long as those ties remain strong. And I will keep it at that, and I will put it that way. Because I know that in reality, everybody experiences different things, and they are not to be judged. Not in my book, anyway. I don't judge people for how the relationships that they have with certain family members are and up being, have affected them, etc. That's not for me to say. I wasn't there. I'm not one of those people that, hears about something and then just automatically jumps to a conclusion as if I were there witnessing it. No. Anyway, even if you are physically there witnessing something, your perception differs from the other. You're not seeing it through that person's eyes. Totally different. So, I guess off that example, I could say that reality does change with perception, because it's like I said earlier about how, I would experience the Earth's shape through how I feel when I'm energetically or spiritually imbalanced and not protected. That is the only gift that can give me, is what I feel. And when you feel something, or you can sense something outside of your five senses, you begin to form a perception based on that new information, which nowadays spiritual workers like to call a download. Okay, it is what it is, hun. It comes to you, you receive it, and you learn from it. Okay, that's what's supposed to happen. What else do I have to say? I think that's it. I honestly think that's it. You know, whatever reality is everything that the creatures on this planet, as well as humanity, had created from some sort of thing that had come to them through an extrasensory segue, and they begin to create it, kind of like when somebody has a dream about something, and they begin to create that reality. Or somebody feels something, not like they're being touched, not like one of the five senses, but they feel something. And they begin to create from that. There's so much to get into as far as that's concerned, what reality is. But you did have a question in your title, I do believe. Let me check again. How sound is your existence and reality? Think of the word sound for a minute. Are we talking about reverberation from sound? Creating what you feel, and then you begin to perceive something from what you physically feel from those reverberations? Or are you talking about psychologically sound? Because the psychological version of being sound is subjective. It always changes depending on what society normalizes, in my opinion. So that's always changing. Yeah, it is. It's always changing. That's why sometimes when you speak your reality out loud, some people think you're crazy. A term that's genuinely spoken when something is inconvenient for the person who hears it. It's inconvenient because it jars them. They don't know how to perceive it or think of it. It's inconvenient to them. It's like a highway, or not even a highway. It's like a back road without directions, or a gas station. It's inconvenient, but it's raw, and it's there. Despite how people perceive it, it's still a reality. And therefore, just might be sound. Absolutely. You don't need a map to find your way all the time. You have the direction of the sun. Rises in the east, sets in the west. Good, you have your directions, north, south, east, west. You also have the light of the moon to guide you at nighttime. Give you a sense of security and protection. All of these basic things that we've lost touch with. And if that sounds crazy to anybody, they might want to unplug. They might want to unplug and experience it for themselves, because it really is freaking amazing when you really get in touch with the mother and the father, the moon and the sun, as well as the earth. This beautiful planet, this beautiful mother that we live off of, that nurtures us and nourishes us. Really get to know it. Yeah. So what may be sound to me may not be to another, may be jarring to another, and because it doesn't mesh with their reality, it's inconvenient to them. That's why I think that terms like stupid, crazy, outlandish, whatever, those are all subjective projections and or judgments. Judgments that come from a knee-jerk reaction to something that they don't understand because they don't understand, they were not there. You could tell as many stories of what you've experienced in your life as you would like, from elder on to young. Not all will understand, or even be so open-minded and curious enough to want to learn about it. Oh, that's completely up to the person who is listening, or just hearing it. What may be sound to you can be jarring to another. What is your poison, or what is their poison is what heals you, etc., etc. It goes down the line. So when I think of the word sound, how sound is your, I think, well, that's very subjective. It's a very subjective question. I think I've gone on long enough. I hope that this video finds you well, and that you are doing well. I'm doing really good here, by the way. Much love. Blessed be. Take care.